I need to wait for this to finish so that I can. Okay. I need to wait for this to finish.
So that's going
so
to
that I
be
can.
going, and then zoom. Let's do 9 to get Vidushan in. Okay, and then I have people who came late. All right. So get them this link, copy link. Okay, this link being copied. This link goes here. All right, so now I'm going to watch out for Nishal. You need to turn on your camera. I want to see the faces. And Vidushan, turn on the camera. Okay, so I'm working on the word problem today, and that's my goal, to make sure that we finish doing that all the type of word problem that's going to see. So I set up my equation for the question number 1. You guys got the board. You guys going to be do that on the board. So I want to see how would you guys answer that on the board. So can you guys go to the board to work on, show your works? Please write it down on there. I'm just monitoring what you guys doing. So you still need to write it down there. And then I'll be moving back and forth to see how's that going. Okay, I'm all set. I can see all your work. I can see in the Zoom. All right, so on the board, you guys going to be write it down, solve the equation. All right, so at this point, so you should have an answer. What did you get for X? What did you get for Y?
I'm still working on it.
So, okay. Barwin, did you do this? This is a homework question, by the way. This is a homework question. So let's ask Nishal. Nishal, did you do your homework questions?
No.
All right. That's okay. All right. Let's going back to Varun. What did you get for X and Y, man? Did you started to work on the question?
Yeah. I did it for my homework.
You did your homework.
Yeah.
All right. How do I know your homework? So yeah, I want to see the work. So a couple of places I can see the work. So one place I can see the work is this is the handout, new assignment, August 13th. You can take the pictures and you can upload your work. Okay. So all right. So now we're gonna move on. I can't wait. So let's going back to see how we're gonna do. We're gonna be at equation number 1 plus 2. Because when we do equation 1 plus 2, what will happen that you can see that plus y minus y cancel out. So you get a 2x is equal to 36. And if you divide it by 2, you can get x is equal to something I'm not doing correct, 32. That is 32. And then if you divide it by 2, you can say x is equal to 16. Now, we can substitute that value. We find x is equal to 16 in equation number 1. So 16 plus y is 25. So y is equal to 25 minus 16, which is 9. Therefore, the numbers are 16 and 9. Are you seeing the picture? Hello?
Yeah.
All right. So what I really want to see is I want to see your complete progress in one specific question. So can you guys do number 6? Do the work, complete work for number 6 on the board. Complete work for the number 6. And then Marvin, let me know when you upload your work. I'm going to check it on Google Classroom. And others, I want to see your writing on the designated board.
Can I write mine on my notebook and upload it?
That works out too.
Okay.
Hi, Akshara. What happened? The class started at 6 o'clock. Where were you? Akshara? Akshara.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Class started at 6 o'clock. Where were you?
Oh, I had visitors and I didn't see the time.
Okay, cool. Okay, did you do the homework questions I gave? Word problem?
Yeah.
So can you take a pictures and upload in the Google Classroom under the handout? So it should say Unit 2 handout, August 13th. Can you upload the work?
Yeah. Okay.
Take a clear picture.
I'm not in the Google Classroom. Can you like send me the code?
Okay. So I'm going to give you the link. All you have to do is just sign in with your Gmail. Okay. So you have to sign in with the Gmail account. So your personal Gmail. So it will automatically redirect to sign in with the Gmail. So when you sign in, you're good to go. Okay. So going back to Varvin, just 1 second. I tried to find out the one number. Okay. My guys who did the homework question, do you guys upload the work?
Can I get the homework very quick?
Sorry?
I didn't do the number problems homework. I did the other last week's homework, like the elimination and.
All right, so interesting. Just give me a moment.
We upload it under Unit 2 handout, right?
Correct. Yes, that is where I want to see the work. All right. Going back to Nishal because Nishal is doing the work here, so I'm going to see how that's going, Nishal.
All right. So let the numbers X and Y. So, okay, you got a first equation right. Okay. I didn't see the second equation. All right. Now going back to Varsha, what do you have an answer for this question, number 6?
I have 4 and 15.
You got a 4 and 15. Okay, so who's just joining here?
Huh?
Oh, okay, I just try to just get the people in. Just give me a moment. Okay. Hey, Taran, I need to get your mom's contact number. Somehow I didn't save it. So this is Taran THVHUN. Do you know the number, sir? I know that she messaged me, but I completely didn't save it. The one?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. What is it? 647 or 416?
647
Yeah.
716
Yeah.
0051.
All right. So let's see. Is that right, man? Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. All right. I need to give you this link again, so I'm not sure. Did you do the homework question, sir?
No.
Why not?
I was just busy during the week, so I didn't have a lot of time.
How busy you are? What happened?
Oh, I had to like prepare for like other like extracurricular.
Extracurricular. What extracurricular you do? What extracurricular you do?
Pardon?
What extracurricular you do? Just one second. What extracurricular you do?
I'm doing Carnatic music.
Okay. All right. So sorry, this is not a lucid sparkling. Okay, and then I'll be back in a minute. Just give me a 1 minute. Show it up. All right. Let's moving back to those questions. I'm not sure what you guys telling it. Well, I will take up the solution. If you're not doing it, well, I'm not going to go through all questions. I'm going to do question number 6 again. So the sum of two numbers is 19. So let the numbers be x and y. So x plus y is equal to 19. The next one,
4 times one other number, 4 times one other number, minus 1 is equal to another number. So I'll call y equation number 2. Now we cannot really keep it like that. So we're going to move the y to the other side. So if I move the y to the other side, 4x minus y is equal to 1. Still the same equation. It's not a new equation. We rearrange it. Now, let me look at here. So let's ask Nishal, if I want to eliminate a variable, what operation should I perform?
Addition?
Addition. Why do you need to perform addition? Why do you think that addition is important? I'm still missing the webcam from you people. Okay.
Because they have like the same, they have the same, wait, no, because they have the different sign in the front for the
All
variable.
right. Then they have different sign in the front of y. So you can add it and also 1. So if I'm going to do 1 plus 2, then you're going to get 5x is equal to 20. And divided by 5, my 20s look like 26. X is equal to 4. Now, we can go back to equation number 1 and substitute x equal to 4. So that's 4 plus y is equal to 19. So y is equal to 15. Right? So therefore, the numbers are 4 and 15. So now let's going back to the question in parameter. So let's going back to question number 4. The perimeter of the rectangle is 176 centimeter. So when I see this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, so question number 4 in here. So this is a perimeter problem. I'm going to say let L be the width. L be the length of the rectangle. And W be the width. So now L plus W is 176 times it by 2 perimeter. First equation. The length is equal to 3 times the width degrees by 4. So that is equation number 2. Now, let me going back to ask Varsha. What method should I use to find L and W here? Should I use substitution or should I use elimination?
Substitution.
Why do you think substitution is a good way to go? Okay, I'm still missing the camera from few folks, so I'm going to be shout out to those folks. So I didn't see from Akshara and Tavan. Where's your camera, guys? Akshara and Tavan.
Sorry, this is my brother's. It doesn't work. I left my computer at someone's house.
Tavan? I can't even hear from him. That's okay. Okay. So Varsha, I didn't hear from you why substitution is the good way to go. So let's going back to Varvin. Varvin, why do you think substitution is a good way to go?
Because
Okay.
if you multiply the first equation, you'll get like a really big number, so it might be like hard to like work with that number.
The L is already isolated for you guys here. L is isolated for you. It's sitting there. It's laughing at you, smiling at you. Hey, here I am, L. My name is 3W minus 4. Do you want to use me? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm going to use in number 1. I'm going to use that number 2. So 2 times L is going to be 3W minus 4 plus W is equal to 176. Something you can do. You can divide this equation by 2. This is 4W minus 4 is equal to 8. 16.8. So it's pretty easy to work with that. 92. So W is equal to 92 divided by 4. So that is going to be 132.18. So how do we find the length? Length is equal to 3 times W minus 4. So that is 54 minus 4, which is going to be 50. Therefore, the length is 50 centimeter and width is 18 centimeter. Are you guys following that?
Yeah.
Guys. All right. I'm going back to my handout. On my handout, oh no, I didn't do all the questions yet. So we have a money problem. So let's going back to my example 2 on a money problem to work with. So money problem is little trick. Let's see how to work with. In piggy bank, there are 50 nickels and dimes totaling $4.30. How many each coin were there? So we're going to start with lead. So the number of nickels B N and the number of times PD. Now altogether there are 50 coins. Their value, nickel is 5 cents, dime is 10 cents, is equal to $4.30. Very important unit. And then what I didn't do, I didn't multiply by n. So you need to find N and D. I'm going to let you guys define N and D. Can you guys find N and D, please? And then we will see the numbers you guys got to write. It'll take 5 minutes. Using those 2 equations, find N and D. Show your work. 100% sure it will take 5 minutes. All right. How's that going? Marvin, Vishali, Dan?
No, I'm almost.
I'm still working on it.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys.
I accidentally solved most of my work on paper.
That's fine. I want to see the answers when you're doing that.
Okay.
So we will cross-check the answers you got to write. And perfectly fine if you guys want to write on a piece of paper, that's fine. It's not easy to write on it unless like you have the right device. Michelle, how's it going?
I'm struggling a little bit.
Sorry?
I'm struggling a little bit.
You're struggling a little bit. Okay. Basha?
I'm kind of lost.
Kind of lost. Did you understand the equation?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a one technique that you have to do. You see that we have decimal here, we have decimal here, we have decimal here. It's not a good idea to work with the decimal. So we're going to be simply multiply this equation by 100 because I see in both places that if I multiply by 100, I will get a whole number. It's 5n. 10d is 430. Just multiplied by 100. Next thing, I look at this equation. I can also divide that whole equation by 5. So let's call that 3. Let's divide by 5. You can do that. Because I see these numbers are divisible by 5. So n plus 2d. If I divide it by 5, it's going to be 8 times 5, 40, 86. Let's call that 4. All I need to work with right now, these two equations. I know you know how to do that. Can you guys please do that and let me know what's the final answer you will get at this point? Work with number 1 and 4. So when you see a question like that with the decimal number, you have to multiply by 100 to get it up the decimal number. So let's see how that will go. All right, guys. So what's at this point, what did you get?
For the nickels, I got 14, and dimes I got 36.
So nickels 14 and then dime you got 36. So let's see if she got that right. So one I can do 4 minus 1 easily. So that's D, 36. Then from equation number 1, if I use D is equal to 36, n plus 36 is equal to 50, n is equal to 14. So therefore, the number of nickels is are you guys following that? Guys,
Yeah.
Yes.
all right. So I'm not going to tell example 3. I want you guys to do the whole setup. So can you please do the whole setup to do example 3? I'm not sure who is joining now. Let's see who that is. So that is Vishali. Drop in, joining. So many Vishalis. What's going on, Vishali? You're dropping.
They got disconnected.
Okay. All right. Can you guys do example 3? Do the whole setup, please. Example 3 with the whole setup. I would like to see the whole setup is written there on the board. So please do that on the board. You can easily write the basic setup. You can do the solving for the equation in your paper, but I want to see that you write the setup. So I would like to see your setup is right. Not adult tickets B. So the number of adult tickets B. What you're talking about, ma'am? The number. You need to be very specific what you're referring to. Okay. I want to see that everyone writing the setup. Oh my God. Okay, my questions went out. Okay, let me scroll down. Here it is. All right. I want you guys to write the right statement first. I want to see that. That's pretty easy to do. Devan, I want to see that your work going on the board. Nishal, I want to see your let statement and the equation on the board. Akshara, I want to see the let statement and the equation on the board. Did you get the board, Akshara?
Yeah, I'm writing
Okay.
it.
Okay, perfect. Can you write it down on the board?
Is it okay if I do it on paper?
So I want a let statement first in there. You can do the work in there on a paper. Did you finish the let statement?
No, let me just do it on my.
Do that, yes. Okay, now you can do your work on a piece of paper. I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's right. It's not a good idea to choose a variable s because s is going to look like a 5. So maybe choose a different variable, right? T or x, something like that. We want to avoid using a variable that would confuse us with the mathematical symbols. Okay, let's see if Nishal wrote that equations. Okay, I'm still waiting for Nishal to complete the statement. That's fine. You can type it, that's fine. I want those two equations written first. And then after that, you can, Varsha, are you on the phone or you on how you're joining today? Phone?
So yeah.
Okay, so you can really type it, that's fine. So I would like to see your numerical answer. So let's see what Akshara, okay, Akshara is writing it, okay.
Can I have the link to the whiteboard because it's
Oh,
not
yes,
working.
how come the link? Okay, that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give the link again. Copy link, copy link. Okay, let's put it on there. Okay, here we go, sir.
I wrote my let statement. Am I allowed to like show my work on paper?
Yeah, you can go back to your work on the paper. That's fine. Let me see your let statement. How that look? Now, but I want to see the equation. You can write the equation. You can solve the solution on paper, but I also need to see how would that connection look like. So can you type that? Yes, can you type that as well, and then you can move back to your book paper. Okay. I just want to see Nishal. Nishal's still on the X. Huh? The green X is still there. Let X. What's going on? It's like a broken radio, still there. How come? Let's see what Akshara is doing. Okay, so Akshara, I see the let statement. I want to see the equation. All right, so what you're writing there, you see. You don't write the equation like that. There are totally 191 people. You have to write that expression to tell the total. So don't do any isolation. Okay, at this point, I'm going to be going back. Let X be the number of adult tickets sold, and let Y be the number of students' tickets sold. X plus Y is 191. I'm not sure, Nishal, where is the difficulty to write the first expression. Now, the adult ticket sold for $3, so that is going to be 3x. And the student tickets were $1.75 is equal to 478. Equation number 2. You can shout out if you have an answer for X and Y, then I would like to check it. I already mentioned it. There are certain techniques you will find useful. So let's see how would you guys work with that. Several ways you can approach this question. There are several ways you can approach this question. I'm going to say going back to, well, I'm not going to say what to do, but let's see. Each question will teach you a different technique. If you have a final number for X and Y, you can shout out, so then I will look at it and then we will do the question together. Okay, I'm not sure. What is that? Joining again. Hi, Nishal. Where's your camera? Are you working on that? Are you working on the problem?
Yeah, sorry, it got froze. Like everything like froze and I wasn't able to finish it.
Okay, can you able to write on the board now?
Yeah.
Basha, how's that going?
I don't know.
Stuck. Okay, so every example here required a different technique. So looking at this question, I'm gonna do 1 times it by 3. I'm gonna take equation number 1 times it by 3. So 3x. So 191 times it by 3. 573. So that is my equation number 3. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work with 3 subtract 2, because I see I got a 3x in both places. If I subtract 3 from 2, then it's 175, so it's going to be 1.25y. And then we're going to subtract 573 from 478. 13 take away it is 5. I already borrowed 1, 6. So 16 take away, that's going to be 9. So that is going to be 95. So y is equal to 95 divided by 1.25. I don't know what is that number is going to be look like, but let's use my calculator to do 95 divided by 1.25. So that's giving me 76. Well, I can use from equation number 1, y is equal to 76 to find my x.
115. You need to write a conclusion statement. Therefore, the number of articles sold was 150. No, there were 115 articles sold. Therefore, there were 115 adult tickets sold and 76 students tickets sold. So something that you need to understand, why did I choose this? I can multiply it by 100, but we don't want to do that. Imagine that you try to get rid of this decimal, and by multiplying by 100, you're going to make this number so large, 300, 175, and then 47,800. So we don't want to work with that. So I look at it here. What is an easy approach here? If I make that x3, I'm done. I don't need to do that both equations. So you have to choose your strategy, which one worked for you. Are you guys following that question, guys?
Yeah.
Barsha? Are you following what's happening? Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna moving back to next word problem. It's called the distance time problem. So before I go to the distance time problem, I really want you guys to do a money problem. So if you don't do the money problem, all right. I know there's an answer, but I want you to see the steps. So I want you guys to write the first step in for number 6 on your booklet. I mean, on the board. Can you guys do that? Number 6 on your board first. Number 6, go to the board. I'm looking for the first step. Okay, so Vishal's statement is correct. And Vishal is still writing the statement. Let's see what Akshara are doing. Akshara, you can type it. You don't need to write it. So it's easy to type. There's a text box there, right? But that's fine. Okay, keep going, keep going. All good.
Oh.
Just keep going. That's fine. Okay, so Marvin is on the right track. Davan, are you here? Davan,
Yes.
are you writing anything on the board, sir?
No, I'm doing it.
I asked you to write at least a let statement and set up the formula there, right? And then you can
Okay.
do your work in a piece of paper.
Okay, I wrote the let statement down, so I'll just write it on.
Oh, where is your let statement? So I have the one I'm moving
No,
to.
I said I wrote it down on paper, so I'll just write it on the board.
Okay. How's it going, guys? Marvin, are you done?
Yeah.
Just gonna wait to get that answer, sir. Let's get the other people in a minute. All right, Vishali, what you got? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to say Nishal, what Nishal wrote. Nishal x plus y. That's not right. So when you say x plus y, Nishal, what you're talking about with an x plus y? X is number of apples, and then y is number of donkeys. Huh? When you say x plus y, what is that referring to? Huh? Nishal.
Yeah.
When you say x plus y represent, what does that represent? Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan?
No.
So that you had to be very specific with your statement. So don't you see that it clearly says what you're talking about? So there are two type of dinner, a chicken dish and then the beef dish. So you had to start with let x be the number of so x be the number of chicken dish. And then let y be the number of beef dishes. So your first equation, so I have to take some space here, and so I'm going to go here, x plus y. So let's going back to asking Nishal, how much is x plus y? How much is x plus y?
5,256.
So
I think that the issue here is you find it difficult to understand the English piece here. It's not the math. The 300 wedding guests have ordered their meals in advance. So I say X be the number of chicken dishes and then Y be the number of beef dishes. Number of how many? This is the cost. How come that number of associated with the cost here is X plus Y is 300? 16 times X plus 18 Y is $5,256. So that is a cost. Now you have a choice of what you want to do. You can do elimination, you can do substitution. I'm not really worried about it. You can get it done, the answer. So, Varsha, are you following that question? Vishali, Varsha?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to moving back to the next annoying part. This is the level 4 type of question. So there's a relationship between the time and the speed and the distance you travel. So this is the formula. This is the triangle. You probably see D is equal to MOV on the grade 9 science class. Density is equal to mass over volume. So being said, these equations can be rearranged. So V is equal to D over T. Then we can say D is equal to T time V. We can say time is equal to D over V. You guys are going to see those questions when the school start. Your teacher is not going to get the formula on your test. So now the question for us is, how are we going to solve problems? So let's going back to some example here. Smith traveled 880 kilometers in 27 hours, both car and ferry. By car, they travel 80 kilometers per hour. And then by ferry, they travel 60 kilometers. How many hours was spent by car and how many by ferry? So here, first statement, that X represent the time by car, Y represent the time by the ferry. So that is going to be X and Y. Now, at car, they're traveling 80 kilometers per hour. By ferry, they're traveling 60 kilometers per hour. Now, what's the connection between distance and the time? The distance is velocity times it by t. So, velocity times it by the time, ADX, 16y. Now, let's add the total. The total here, the total distance. The total distance they travel is ADX, 880. The total time they spend, 27. We're not going to add these two. So here's your first equation. 80x plus 16y is equal to 880. X plus y is. Did you guys get the setup? Guys, did you guys understand the setup of the equation? Either I'm out of the Zoom or you're not paying attention. Did you guys understand the setup?
Yeah.
Setup. There's a table. You're connecting the rate, which is the speed, versus the time and the distance. So simple as it is, there's a table created. Now, using the table, the total distance travel is 80x plus 16y, 880 kilometer. So the total time it took, x hours plus y hours, it clearly says 27 hours. Can you guys do me a favor? Can you solve for x and y and then tell me what did you get for x and y? You have a choice. How did you want to do? No restriction, your method of choice. Choosing your method of choice, you're going to solve for x and y.
All right, so let's see how's that going. You have a choice. How do you want to work with this? Several ways to work with this. So while you're doing it, does anyone have an answer? Barwin?
Yeah.
What Barwin got for x and y?
Y equals 20, x equals 7.
Y is equal to 20, x is equal to 7. Okay, others. All right. By the way, guys, Barwin, when he was in grade 8, he came back to my grade 9 class. He's going to grade 9. He didn't start yet. So he is capable of doing the grade 10 stuff. Only did it just focus on and then doing the work. Barwin is not Einstein, but he did his work. So math is by doing it. It's very similar to learning an art, learning a music, or playing a game. Continuous practice, right? Continuous practice. So if you're not doing the continuous practice, then there's no way you can master numbers. All right. So, Varsha, did you get the same number?
I'm not done it.
Sorry?
Well, I'm not done it.
Okay. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to divide this equation number 1 by 16. So I'm going to divide by 16. So let's see what will happen. 80 divided by 16 is 5. 16 divided by 16 is 1. 88 divided by 16 is 55. You can do that in the calculator. Why I'm doing that, I don't like larger numbers. And I know my grade 6 math divisibility rule. How to check a number divisible by 2, then 4, then by 8, then by 9, then by 6, then by 10, then by 5. So I did my mental math. Divisible by 4, because if last 2 digits are divisible by 4, the whole number is divisible by 4. So I look at the 80 divisible by 4, I look at the 16 divisible by 4, 88. Then I see I can divide it by further by 4. Why did I do that? Look at these numbers now. 3 minus 2. 55, take away 27. 8. So 15 take away 7 and then 28. So therefore x is supposed to be 28 divided by 4, which is 7. So now we can going back to equation number 2 and can use the fact x is equal to 7. 7 plus y is 27. So y is 27 minus 7, which is 20. So we have to write a nice conclusion statement. Therefore, Smith traveled 7 hours by car and 20 hours by ferry. Can you see my example, how I did it?
Yeah.
All right. Moving back to my next question. Speed is affected by the current or wind speed. So what is that basically saying is, let's imagine that you are the board engine, that the board is moving 10 kilometers per hour in this direction. There's a wind. Five kilometers per hour. So now we need to going back to see what does that mean? So going with the current is called the downstream. Going away from the current is called upstream. So remember about 2 hours to downstream with the current. So going with the current. So in this example,
if I try to move this direction, my actual speed is 5 kilometers per hour. Nishan, why do you think my actual speed is 5 kilometers per hour in the picture?
Sorry, can you say that again?
So why do you think the boat speed will be only 5 kilometers per hour?
Wait,
That-
hold on. I'm gonna refresh because I can't hear. Sorry.
Okay, Devan, are you here?
Yes.
Why do you think the speed of the boat will be only 5 kilometers per hour? Even though I'm driving with 10 kilometers per hour. Question. Why do you think my speed will be only 5 kilometers per hour based on the situation?
Is it because of the currents?
Yeah, the current is pushing me away. I am moving in this direction 10 kilometers per hour. The current is on the opposite direction. Every time I move 10 kilometers, it's going to push me 5 kilometers back. On the other hand, the flight is moving 100 kilometers per hour. Meantime, the wind is also moving in 50 kilometers per hour. The flight is going to moving faster, 150 kilometers per hour. So we're going to going back to this. Let BB's, the riverboat took 2 hours to travel 24 kilometers downstream. And next one, 3 hours to make return trip against the current. So still you need to come back 24 kilometers. Otherwise you're going to go to Bermuda Triangle. You're going to move in somewhere else. So you still travel 24 kilometers. So let's going back to see upstream. Let's B be the speed of the boat and C be the speed in the current. So we're going to going back to speed upstream for the boat. So we're going to talking about a boat. So that's current is going this way. The boat is going this way. Boat is going this way. So this is when you're going with the current. When you're going with the current, it's called the downstream. So in downstream, the distance you travel is 24, and upstream also 24. In the downstream, the speed will be C plus B. C plus B. Are you following that? Hello? Guys, are you following that?
Yes.
Time is 2. In the upstream, 3 hours. Your actual speed is B minus C. The boat is moving at B kilometer per hour, but the current will be away. So now we have to do some connection. So how do we make the connection? We know the V is D divided by T, right? Are you following that? V is equal to D divided by T. So that's the relationship, V. So let's going back to C. What is my speed? Speed in here in upstream, B minus C. So I'm going to say B minus C. D is 24. It took me 3 hours. So technically, I can say that is 8. Second one, B plus C, is 24 divided by the time is 2, which is going to be 12. Equation number 2. So to make it nicely, so let's rewrite that again. B minus 5, 8. B plus C is 12. Equation number 2. Now it's pretty easy to work with equation number 1 and 2. So if I do 1 plus 2, you're going to get 2B is equal to 20. So B is equal to 10. And then we know 10 minus C. So I'm going to going back to equation number 1 and then substitute B is equal to 10. 10 minus C is 8. C is equal to 2. So therefore, the speed of the boat and speed of the current is 2 kilometer per hour. Are you guys following that?
Yep.
Varsha, are you looking at the problem? What's happening? Okay, I didn't hear you, Varsha.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to going back to see some questions from the homework to practice. So can you guys do only one question there for practice? I want to see the setup. I want to see your setup for that question. So I want to see the setup for your question. Very similar to previous one. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to make sure you copy this. So can you guys copy the whole picture? There are 2 questions. Either take a screenshot or copy down. So I will give you 5 minutes to copy that. And we're going to go back to the question. Okay, now I need to go back to this question. So I want to see the whole setup going on there first, and then you guys going to solve for the problem. Let me know if you guys need time to copy the previous one. Can I move on? Barwin, did you copy the previous one, sir?
No, I was almost done.
All right, so let's leave that for you guys to, okay, just give you a little more time. Copy both questions with the setup.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah. All right, so can I move on, guys, to show that question? Akshara, how's that going? Are you copying the work?
Yeah, I already copied it down.
Okay, so I'm gonna be let you guys to work on the question here. I'll be back. We'll take a time. So write it down your setup on the board, and then you're gonna solve for it. I would like to see the work. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. All right, let's see how you guys doing that. How's that going? Who has the answer? Well, the answer is I want to see the setup. So if I didn't see the right setup, you guys will be you're not doing that.
I
Yes.
solved it on
I'm
paper,
done.
but I wrote the let X on online on the board.
All right. Varsha, how's that going? Are you following that question? How to get that answer done?
Not
Simple.
really.
Not really.
Not really.
All right. So thing is, we need to know this formula. V is equal to D over T. Any question with that?
No.
Okay. Now, what's happening here? Jackson is traveling in two different roads. So he is traveling on 50 kilometer per hour road, and he is traveling 80 kilometer per hour road. Right. We don't know how long he is driving here, how long he is driving here. We don't know how long. Let's look at that formula. To find a distance, I need to multiply the velocity by time, isn't it? Are you guys following that? Hi.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's going back to the distance. So the total distance is basically given by multiplying the velocity by the time. So in that case, how's my setup look like? This one, X is the time, X hours and Y hours. So 50 times X is the distance traveled on the 50 kilometer road. 80 times Y is the distance traveled in 80 kilometer road. And then what is the total distance he has to travel? 230, isn't it? Are you just following that? So let's write it here. 50 times X hours plus 80 times Y hours supposed to be the total distance. We also know X plus Y is equal to 4. Are you just following that setup, guys?
Yeah.
Vishali, Varsha, Nishal.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, I don't need to tell you what to do. So a couple of things I will do. I don't like to work with a larger number. I'm going to take equation number 1 divided by 10. So I get something cool. 5x plus 8y is 23. I like to work with the smaller numbers. Then I know some strategy. I can do number 2 by equation number 2 by 5. 5x plus 5y is 20. Now you know what to do. You can simply go from these two equations. I'm not going to be worried about it. You can do elimination to get the answer, and you can see the answer is there. Are you guys following that question?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. So that's being said. Okay, that's being said. There are some questions I want to do. So very similar type of questions sitting here. So we're going to move it back. No problem. Just give me a moment. So I do have a textbook question, but I do have a whole set of questions here. So let's get that going. Okay. So before I move on, textbook question, linear system, and then I'm gonna going back to the lesson. There's one more lesson I had to talk about. Otherwise, you won't be able to do. Okay, one more lesson. But before I do one more lesson, I want to going back to worksheet practice. So which question we want to do it? Zip files. That's done. So let me upload that here. No. So we're gonna going back to similar type of question to make sure that you understand this. All right, solving. Oh no, it's only one worksheet. I supposed to call whole worksheet handout. My bad. That's not what I want. Okay. Here's my workbook. That's the workbook I'm looking for. Save to files. Okay. So we're gonna going back to the application questions. So the application question we want to going back is,
Okay. So can you guys do number 8? Very similar question, please. Very identical question. How's it going? I'll take your time. So 5 more minutes to figure out. Anyone have an answer? Akshara, Vervin, Bashar, and Vishali, Taban.
I have an answer, but I don't know if it's right.
Okay, who has the answer?
Akshara.
Okay, what do you have?
I have 200 kilometers at 100 kilometers and 207 kilometers and 90 kilometers. Like
You're confusing. How far do you drive in each speed? There's only two. So you need to tell
sorry.
in 100 kilometer per hour how far he drive.
The distance he drove was 200,
Okay.
and then at 90 kilometers he drove 270 kilometers.
Okay. So let's see. How about the others? Varvin, what do you get?
I'm almost done. I just have to multiply like one thing.
Okay. Basha, Nishal, Vishali. Basha, Nishal, Vishali. How's that going?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Same answer, sir?
Yeah.
Basha, how's that going? Same answer? No.
No, I'm still working on it.
Okay. So we're gonna do let X hours being spent on traveling at 100 kilometer per hour, right? And Y hours being spent on traveling (90 kilometer per hour). So we know X plus Y is 5. No question on that. Now, how do we connect the distance? 100X plus 90Y is equal to 470. Equation number 2. Something I like to do, I don't like the additional zero sitting here. So 10X plus Y is 47. So let's call it 3. So the goal is to setting up the equation. We need to know the connection. V is equal to d over t. Distance must be velocity times it by time. I did it. Velocity 100 times 90 times. Now what we can do, we can do 3 minus 1. You got a 9x. If I do 3 minus 1, just to make sure my numbers are right. Yeah, so I divide it by 10, so that is 10. So if I do 3 minus 1, so 47 subtract by 42. So x is going to be 42 divided by 9. I see that I didn't really do any math yet. I just say x is 42 divided by 9, right? So we didn't really do anything. 42 divided by 9, is that going to be decimal number? Let me do my math here. 42 divided by 9. That's decimal number. I think I went somewhere wrong. Let me double check. X plus y is 5. 100x plus 90y is 470. Okay, so I divide up by 10. 10x. Oh, you know what? It's 9y. So you guys didn't see anything. It's 9y. That was the mistake. Okay, so now I'm gonna do something here. Let's do number 1 by 10. So 10x plus 10y is 15. So let's call that 4. Now we can subtract 4 from 3. You got a y. You got a 3. If y is equal to 3, you know x is equal to 2. But remember, this is not the answer. So it's a little tricky. This is not the answer. We want a distance. We see x hours being spent on traveling 100 kilometer per hour. So if you spend x hours in 100 kilometer per hour, then to find out the distance travel, x, which is 2, times it by 100, the speed, 200 kilometers. 90 kilometer per hour, you spend 3 hours. Are you guys following the problem?
Yeah.
Guys, are you
Yeah.
following? Okay. So there's one thing I didn't do, one example. So I'm going to going back to the example. So you guys going to see how that example look like. So to get that, I need to going back to my handout again. So which I didn't do. So application. So we're going to going back to the application worksheet, lesson, system of application. So we're going to going back to oh, let's make sure I do this problem. So insert PDF. Okay. So let's talk about what is this problem is. You probably see your parents shop for gold jewelry. Gold. People shop for gold. How do they determine the quality of the gold jewelry? Barsha, what do they talk about the quality of the gold jewelry? What they talking about at home? And they're talking about the quality.
No, they don't talk about gold.
Oh, they didn't talk about gold. Okay, interesting. Tamil household doesn't talk about gold.
No, they do, but like not like that. Like
Okay.
they just make sure if it's like real or fake.
Oh, so they check. How do they know it's real?
They go to a Tamil store to get it.
Sorry.
They go to a Tamil store to get it.
Oh, which Tamil store? So that which Tamil store tells that it's gold or not. Okay. Have you guys ever been to the jewelry stores, Tamil jewelry stores in Markham, Scarborough, Ajax? Have you guys ever been, Mrs. Zahar? What that look like when you're entering?
It's locked up.
It's locked out. Probably you have to go through 3 or 4 gates, isn't it? And then you guys probably see in Toronto and Markham area, there's so many break-in the jewelry store. Then there are places that it's done by sometimes Tamil people too, or they just hire somebody to do. They just go and then break inside with the pickup truck, right? But I was in Singapore, one of the largest jewelry store in Singapore, open for everyone, 24/7. Everyone can go. No police, nothing, largest store. And then you guys probably hear from your parents, they want to buy a Singapore gold in here. They were talking about that. Now, what makes in Singapore the gold is the largest store in the world. You can walk in, anyone can walk in, sometime in weekend, 100, 150 people. In Singapore, shoplifting, punishable unto 7 years in prison. No excuse. Whether you stole a Coke bottle or gold jewelry, 7 years in prison. They just need to press the button. The police will come. There's no excuse. It doesn't matter if you're a Canadian or Indonesian or Singaporean, you will be put in behind bars for 7 years. No one want to touch it. It doesn't work. 7 years going behind bars. Anyhow, your parents probably talking about first Singapore gold, right? Then they're talking about Dubai gold. Oh yeah, Dubai gold. Then they talk about just buying at that particular Tamil store. But I'm not sure whether you guys heard this. The gold also comes in 18K gold, 22K gold, 24K gold, carat, and 14K gold. So there's also another way to determine whether it's going to be 22 karat gold or 24 karat gold or just 18K gold, right? The question here is, what does the K determine? So let's going back to Nishal. Nishal, which is the most malleable metal in the world?
What does malleable mean again?
Well, Nishal didn't learn that in grade 9 science. So I'm going back to those who have done a grade 9 science. So let's going back to Vishali. Which is the most malleable metal?
I'm not sure.
Varsha, did you learn in science what is malleable is?
I did, but I forgot. Is it
Malleable
chocolate?
is more stretchable. Malleable is more stretchable. More stretchable. You can stretch. Go to the jewelry store if you have a time. Look at 9-gram chain. 9-gram chain, just 9 gram. But you can see the 9-gram chain can be this big. It can simply fit into somebody else's neck. 9 gram, it's just tiny gold piece of dot. Like it's larger than what I'm drawing it. So gold is a more malleable material. So it's impossible to make a gold jewelry just using a pure gold. It's very easy that you can break in. So to make sure your gold jewelry is stable, strong, people mix copper with it, or sometimes aluminum or silver with it. So in order to be mixed based on the mixing percentage, the quality of the gold changes. So the 24 karat gold is it's less mixture of copper, 22 is, then so on. So I do have my pens. I love fountain pens. My fountain pens has the tips made up of gold, 18K gold. It's a small percentage. It's expensive, yes. I pay for $200, $300 for the pen, but the gold amount because of the gold being used in there, the pen is expensive. And then it's malleable material. That's why they can able to create the pen with the fine tip, extra fine tips, so that tip can be really, really smooth. So another place, I'm not sure whether you had any surgery, but before the surgery or anyone have a surgery at home, you probably see the hospital will call the day before, just a week before the surgery. They'll be asking your weight and the height. So when people go through complete knockout surgery, they need to get an anesthetic. So anesthetic, there's a doctor who will administer the anesthetic, but the amount of medication that's required for completely knockout to your nerve system depends on the height and the weight. And if that information is not collected correctly, then you will be wake up in the middle of your surgery. How fun is that? Right? So the problem is, Darwin need a different dosage than me. Nobody's going to be creating anesthetic medication for Darwin and then Duman or Bishali, and then it comes in a different pack for everyone in the world. It comes in one standard pack. So it might be like concentration. So it's going to be 50% so and so and so, or 25% so and so and so. So the anesthesiologist should be able to mix it to create the 43% required to knock me out. But the question is, how much of that they need to actually mix it? So right now it's 43%. Right? Now, I can go back, something funny here. So if you guys see the party, it's our parties, people mix alcohol. So right, our Tamil uncles are expert on knowing how much of Coke or how much of ginger ale you had to mix with the vodka to make this taste. You probably heard that they're talking about orange juice. So we're going back to the question called mixture problem. That is what we're going to see, mixture problem. So let's show you a mixture problem, not the mixture that you eat. A chemistry teacher to make 10 liter of 42% sulfuric acid. So let me going back to what does that really mean. When the teacher make that 10 liter in a beaker, so imagine that your teacher make the sulfuric acid. So this is the 10 liter sulfuric acid. So 10 liter of sulfuric acid. So here's my question to Nishal. Do you think the whole 10 liter will be sulfuric acid in this case? So teacher make a 10 liter of sulfuric acid. Do you think the whole 10 liter will be sulfuric acid?
No.
Why not? It's clearly a 10 liter of. So why not 10 liter of sulfuric acid, isn't it? Hi. So do you think it's 10 liter of sulfuric acid? Warren, what do you think, sir?
No.
Okay. So the best thing to check, if you guys see a wine bottle or alcohol bottle, you can see 17.5% alcohol, 5% alcohol, 40% alcohol. So 40% alcohol, yes, if anyone consumes the 40% alcohol, you should not drive. You should not drive. 5%, no, you should not drive. That's the amount of alcohol present on the beer. This is the amount of alcohol you can find in a wine bottle. This is the real alcohol. So what does 40% say? So if I have a 1 liter bottle, only 400 milliliter is the alcohol. The 600 milliliter is the water. It's like an orange juice. You guys might see concentrated orange juice. Concentrated orange juice. You might buy that and then make the drink. So when I say 10 liter of 42%, 10 times 42%, so only 4.2 liter is the acid. You only have 4.0 liter of the acid. Are you guys following that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what's happening? Now you don't have that. You don't have that exactly like that. But you got a 30%
acid, you have a 50% sulfuric acid. So you get a different concentration. So what we're going to do, we're going to take X liter from here, Y liter from here. We're going to mix it. So we're going to mix it, X liter from there, Y liter from there. Varsha, how much is X plus 5 in this scenario? How much is X plus 5 in this scenario?
X plus Y is it 80?
How come? You're mixing X liter and Y liter to create a 10 liter. Because
It's 10 liters.
So it's 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't have that 10 liter on, I don't have that mixture yet. I don't have a 10 liter with a 42% concentration. I'm going to mix it. So I say, you know what, let me take something from the X, 30% concentration. Let me take something from the 50% concentration and mix it. Now, off. So you guys see the off? Off mean multiply. If you multiply this one by X, if you multiply this one by 50%, that's why I'm putting decimal. It's 10 liter off 42, 10 times 0.42. So first one amount of mixture, the second equation for the concentration. Are you guys following those two equations?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Akshara, when do we have decimal, what do we do? When do we have decimal, Akshara, what do we do? Hello. Hi. Okay, Akshara is quite. I don't know what's going on. So let's go to Varman. Varman, what do we do?
Multiply by 100.
Correct, sir. We're going to multiply 2 by 100. So 30x plus 50y. So if I'm going to multiply by 100, 420. Equation number 3. Now you guys know what I will do. I don't like the additional 0. I will kick that out. 3x plus 5y is 42. Let's call it still 3. You guys are expert to work with these two. I'm not really worried about that. Right? You guys are expert to work with that. All right, guys. Let me going back. The class time doesn't change. We're going to meet at 6 p.m. again next weekend, Wednesday. So our class time for the grade 10 class is always, I do that on Wednesday, so same time. So I finished teaching solving system of linear equations. So we started with reviewing about lines, learning about slope, learning about parallel lines, learning about perpendicular lines, learning about standard form. Then we went back to substitution, elimination, and then we back to word problem. So this is the first major unit. There's 2 units together. I finished teaching it. Now, when the school starts, you guys going to learn this. You guys going to learn this. So next class, I will do a complete review on this for a first ever. Then we're going to moving back to the next unit. There are 2 units that I will start. I will keep the analytical geometry for a while. So I will let for the first week in the school to go, and then I can see that. But we're going to going back to something you're familiar with. You already know a little bit algebra. Then I will come back. So I will start with an algebra next class, come back to the analytical geometry. So I'm going to give you guys this sheet to work on as your homework, more practice question. And let's do this. So Simon, this is August. What's the date today? That's an homework.
So I'm gonna be at upload file. The last file has a selection of questions to work with application problem. I'm just giving you application problem, and the topic is going to be homework done. So make sure you do it, and then I will see you guys next week, same time. So no change on your class time. So I'm going to see you, but I will see some of them in the grade 11 class tomorrow. Any questions? Davan, are you here? Okay, Vishali, are you here?
Yep.
Okay, I